My dropshipping journey. From struggle to success. 3 years ago, I was drowning in bills with a 9-to-5 job that barely kept me afloat. I'd scroll through success stories online, wondering if they were real or just carefully crafted fairy tales. Today, as I check my phone to see overnight sales that exceed what I used to make in a week, I can tell you those stories can be real. But the journey isn't what most people imagine. The myth of passive income. The winter night I decided to start my dropshipping business, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I believed the YouTube gurus who promised quick riches with minimal effort. Reality hit hard when I found myself hunched over my laptop at 2 a.m., researching products and learning Facebook ads after coming home exhausted from my day job. Passive income became a running joke in my household. My partner would find me passed out on the couch, laptop still open, spreadsheets glowing in the dark. Those first 6 months were anything but passive. They were a second full-time job. That paid absolutely nothing. Finding my way through the noise. Isn't dropshipping saturated? A colleague asked when I mentioned my side hustle. I wondered the same thing every time an ad campaign failed or a supplier let me down. But what I discovered was that generic dropshipping was saturated. The real opportunity lay in specialization. My breakthrough came from an unexpected place. While struggling at the climbing gym one evening, my one escape from work stress, I overheard climbers discussing their frustrations with training equipment. That conversation changed everything. Instead of chasing trending products, I immersed myself in the climbing community. I joined forums, attended meetups, and identified specific problems climbers faced. The market wasn't massive, but it was passionate and underserved. The first taste of potential. I'll never forget my first successful product launch. After weeks of research and conversations with climbers, I designed a custom grip strengthener that addressed specific pain points other products ignored. The prototype sat on my desk for days while I hesitated to place the order. What if I was wrong again? My previous attempts had all failed spectacularly. Novelty phone accessories that nobody wanted, trendy kitchen gadgets that broke after one use, discount fashion items that looked nothing like their photos. But this felt different. I wasn't just dropping a random product into the world. I was solving a specific problem for a community I'd come to understand. The response wasn't immediate, but it was promising. Comments like, "Finally, someone gets it," started appearing on my ads. Climbers weren't just buying, they were thanking me. That emotional connection was something I hadn't anticipated, but it became the foundation of everything that followed. Rocky path to success, my first product was a specialized hand training device with custom grip textures. I remember the anxiety as I invested my last $500 in inventory and ads, knowing I couldn't afford another failure. The first week brought 2 sales, the second week, 5. By month 3, I was still losing money, but I had something more valuable: data and direction. I learned to think like a climber, not a dropshipper. I created detailed training guides, recorded technique videos, and built relationships with climbing influencers. My store evolved from a collection of products to a trusted resource. The darkest moment came 6 months in when my main supplier suddenly doubled their prices. I had to decide, abandon the business or rebuild my supply chain. I spent weeks reaching out to manufacturers, negotiating terms, and testing samples. It was exhausting, but it resulted in better products and higher margins. The turning point. When passion met process, the real breakthrough happened when I stopped thinking like a hobbyist and started thinking like a business owner. My background in IT project management had given me skills I initially thought irrelevant to e-commerce: documentation, process optimization, and systems thinking. One rainy Sunday, instead of designing new products or tweaking ads, I mapped out every aspect of my business on a whiteboard, from customer acquisition to fulfillment to support. I was shocked to realize how much time I was wasting on repetitive tasks. I'd respond to the same customer questions dozens of times a week. I'd manually check inventory levels every morning. I'd personally pack and print shipping labels for special orders. These weren't strategic activities, they were operational. Bottlenecks that kept me working in the business instead of on it. That whiteboard session turned into a 3-month project of systematizing everything. I created standard operating procedures for every recurring task. I set up automation tools that reduced my daily order processing time from hours to minutes. I developed decision trees for customer service issues and trained a virtual assistant to handle them. The upfront investment of time was substantial, but the payoff was transformative. For the first time, I could step away from my computer without the business grinding to a halt. The systems that changed everything. My first taste of true passive income came around month 8. I woke up to find 12 orders had processed overnight. While I slept, my systems had earned me more than my daily salary. It wasn't just about finding products anymore, it was about building a machine that could run without me. I documented every process, from order fulfillment to customer service responses. I hired a virtual assistant from the Philippines, Maria, who quickly became invaluable. We developed a relationship based on clear expectations and mutual respect. She now handles customer inquiries so effectively that many customers think, "She's me." The real game changer was implementing what I call hybrid warehousing. Instead of drop shipping every item directly from suppliers, I began ordering my best sellers in bulk to a third-party logistics provider. This reduced shipping times from weeks to days, transforming customer satisfaction and reviews. When crisis becomes opportunity, the pandemic hit just as my business was gaining momentum. Supply chains worldwide faced unprecedented disruption, and for a while I thought it might be the end of everything I'd built. Shipping times doubled, then tripled. Some suppliers shut down completely. Meanwhile, my day job demanded more hours as we scrambled to adapt to remote work. What could have been a disaster became an unexpected catalyst for growth. While many dropshippers abandoned ship, I doubled down on communication and transparency. I added prominent banners about shipping delays, personally emailed customers about their orders, and offered generous store credits for patience. Instead of hiding from the problems, I addressed them head-on. Simultaneously, climbing gyms were closing worldwide, creating a surge in demand for home training equipment. Climbers who'd never considered training at home were suddenly searching for solutions. My website traffic quadrupled almost overnight. By having systems already in place and a reputation for honesty, I could scale with the demand rather than being crushed by it. Those chaotic months taught me that resilience isn't just about surviving challenges, it's about adapting quickly enough to turn them into advantages. Learning from failure. Not everything worked. My attempt to expand into general fitness equipment was a costly mistake. I lost nearly $2,000 on inventory that never sold. My early Facebook ads were disasters. I still cringe remembering the climbing chalk ad that somehow targeted exclusively elderly gardening enthusiasts. But each failure taught me something valuable. I learned to test assumptions with minimal investment before scaling. When I found winning products and audiences, I followed the data, not my intuition. My biggest breakthroughs came from letting metrics challenge my assumptions. The community that built itself. One of my most surprising discoveries was how a business could evolve beyond products into a community. What started as a simple Facebook group to share training tips transformed into a vibrant community of passionate climbers. I remembered my marketing professor saying, "The best marketing doesn't feel like marketing at all." But I never truly understood what that meant until I saw it happening organically. Members began sharing their progress, asking questions, and eventually helping each other. Without my prompting, I simply provided the space and occasional expertise. The group grew from 50 friends to over 15,000 dedicated climbers, becoming a powerful engine for product feedback, word-of-mouth growth, and brand loyalty. When I launched new products, I no longer worried if they would sell. I had a direct line to thousands of potential customers who trusted me because I'd provided value long before asking for a sale. The community also became my competitive moat. Anyone could copy my products, but nobody could replicate the relationships and trust built over years of genuine interaction. In a world where acquisition costs keep rising, this self-sustaining community became my most valuable business asset. The lifestyle change. The business crossed the 6-figure annual profit mark during its 3rd year. More importantly, it now requires just 8 to 10 hours of my weekly attention. I've traveled through Southeast Asia while running my store from beachside cafes. I've rebuilt my relationship with my partner, who no longer finds me unconscious on the couch surrounded by spreadsheets. The most profound change isn't financial, it's psychological. I no longer fear unexpected bills or career setbacks. My dropshipping. Business isn't just income, it's insurance against life's uncertainties, from side hustle to life's purpose. What began as a desperate attempt to escape financial pressure has evolved into something I never expected, a vehicle for personal growth and fulfillment. The skills I've developed building this business have transformed me from someone who followed instructions to someone who creates systems. My confidence, problem-solving abilities, and resilience have grown in ways that extend far beyond entrepreneurship. Most unexpected outcome was discovering a genuine passion for helping others build sustainable online businesses. I started a small mentorship program, working with 5 aspiring entrepreneurs to implement the systems and strategies that worked for me. Watching them succeed, make mistakes, and eventually develop their own approaches has been surprisingly rewarding, perhaps more so than my own financial success. This journey has taught me that entrepreneurship isn't just about creating income. It's about creating impact, whether that's through products that solve real problems, communities that provide belonging, or mentorship that helps others achieve independence. The real value of what I've built isn't measured in dollars, but in the freedom and opportunity it creates for myself and others. The reality check: you're considering this path. Know that it's neither a get-rich-quick scheme nor a pipe dream. It's a real business that requires real work. Expect 6 months of effort before seeing meaningful profits. Prepare to develop skills in digital marketing, negotiation, and systems thinking. My journey from desperately checking my bank account to generating 6 figures wasn't overnight. It involved frustration, doubt, and countless hours of unglamorous work. But by approaching dropshipping as a real business, solving customer problems, building systems, and making data-driven decisions, I created something that continues to reward me far beyond my initial investment of time and money. The question isn't whether dropshipping works. It does. But whether you'll approach it with the patience and systems thinking required for long-term success. If you do, you might. Find yourself 3 years from now writing your own success story.